In this video, we're going to talk about exporting your Outlook contacts from one Outlook version so it can be imported on another computer. The scenario is if you're in an office that has two or more computers using Outlook and you share Outlook contacts back and forth and don't have it synchronized through SharePoint or another contact synchronization service, basically trying to take your various versions of contact databases and make them one and have that process repeated on each computer so that everyone's working from the same contact list. So first thing you want to do is remember you don't want to lose any of your contacts, so on each computer that you're going to use or change contacts on, you'll want to make sure that you repeat this process. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to Outlook and open up the People pane. And you can see on the left-hand side you have your contacts. Now if you have Office 365 or are connected to an Exchange server, you likely have a main contacts database here, but you can also see that there are other contact databases that Outlook has maintained for you. Just for purposes of this video, I've created a test contact database that we can use, but you will want to work in the one that has your main contacts. If you click on your Office 365, you should see a fairly good list of contacts that you've created and collected over the years. So click on the file that you want to export, go to File, Open and Export, and we're going down to Import and Export, and it's going to bring up an Import and Export wizard box. We want to take the contacts from Outlook and save them to another file, so we're going to export to a file, click Next. We're going to choose comma separated values. This is just a version of plain text that Excel can read. I'm going to click Next, and here we can choose which folder to import from. Because we selected this contacts Outlook data file, Outlook jumped to that section automatically for us, but if you wanted to, you could scroll down and select other accounts and export those as well. Click Next, and we're going to choose where to save this. I'm putting it on my desktop. I'm going to call it My Contacts. I would recommend using your initials or something here so you can identify which of those files is which, and click OK. This one already exists, so yes, I'm going to overwrite it, and we're going to click Next. Right before we export the contacts, Outlook's going to ask us what we want to do and tell us how it's going to work. So we're exporting all of the contacts from the folder Contacts. If you have custom fields that you've set up, you can map those here by clicking on this button and walking through that. Probably don't need to do that, but it's nice to know that that feature exists. And then just click Finish. We'll wait for Outlook to work, and let's go look at the file in Excel. On the desktop you can see that there's an Excel file, or Excel readable file, with the contact that I just exported. And it basically just made columns and headings, and obviously your list will have several more contacts than this one. But this is what it will look like, and if you wanted to make any changes you could do that in here before they get re-imported. But this is basically your contact list, and it's kind of a backup of your list as well. So as you're working on each computer, again, save those files by initials, then you've got a backup. If something goes wrong, you can just delete your database in Outlook and re-import these contacts and be good to go. So we're going to reverse the process now and pretend that we're on the computer that needs the most up-to-date contacts. So we're going to go back to Outlook on that new computer, and if it had, for example, the same contact, we're going to show what that looks like when we go to import these new records. So if I'm on the computer that wants to receive the new files, I'll hit File, Open and Export. A little counterintuitive because we're importing, not opening. Come down to Import and Export, and this time we're going to import from another program or file. Next. Again, we're going to use that comma separated values because that's the file we created. Click Next. Since I've done this before, Outlook has already done that, but you can browse to that, select which file that you want, and here are the options that Outlook will go through for you on the import. You can replace any duplicates with items imported. You can allow duplicates to be created, or you can not import duplicate items. Generally speaking, this depends on how large your database is and how confident you are that your information is up to date between the two computers. If there's any doubt as to how up to date the contacts are, you probably want to allow duplicates to be imported and then just go through manually and clean that database up. Another option is to actually delete all of the files in the recipient's computer, all of the Outlook contact files that is, and allow this new version to become the main version. Go back to that Excel spreadsheet for the recipient's computer and add back just those individuals who were missing. So there's multiple ways to do it. You just kind of need to decide based on your situation what works best. In this case, just to show you how it works, I'm going to allow duplicates to be created. Click Next. Again, we're going to put the contacts from the spreadsheet into Outlook in this contacts data file. I'm going to click Next. It's going to walk through what we're going to do. We're importing the CSV file into the folder contacts. Again, we can map the custom fields if we wanted, or change the destination. Click Finish. Outlook will go to work, and now you can see we have two of the same contact. It allowed that duplicate to be created. If you wanted to delete all of the contacts and re-import them, it's very simple. Click on that and just press Control A to select all of your contacts and right-click Delete. Again, don't do this unless you have that data file set up already, so you can re-import those if necessary, but that's a way to start clean, and then you can come back and repeat the process of file, open and export, import, export, import from another program or file, comma separated values, and click Next. It's going into contacts, check your settings, import my contacts into folders, click Finish, and just like that we have the contact back with all the information. And if you do this on your Exchange or Office 365 connected, all of those contacts will then push back out to any mobile devices that are connected as well.